Hey guys, I'm John Setzler. Welcome back to Man Cave Meals. I recently did a Kamado Joe video on this recipe, but I liked it so well, we're going to do it again, and we're going to cook it on the Yoder YS640 this time. We're going to cook a couple of loaves of Pumpkin Asiago bread. This stuff is amazing, it's delicious, and it's the right time of year for something like this. It's a perfect Thanksgiving type add-on, so let's get started. First thing I want to do is fire up the YS640. And we're going to crank it up and we're going to let this guy cook at 350 degrees. So I'm going to hit the start button, and 350 is the default. So we're just going to let this guy warm up about 30 minutes or so at 350 before we get ready to put the bread on. While our grill's warming up, I want to get my batter mixed up for this bread. And we're going to start out with the dry ingredients. I'm starting out in a fairly large mixing bowl here with 3.5 cups of all-purpose flour. Then I'm going to add 1 1/3 cup of sugar, 1.5 teaspoons of kosher salt, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of ground ginger, 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper. And I'm just going to take my whisk and we're going to mix that up and get that fairly evenly distributed. The next thing I'm going to add to this is 5 large eggs that have been lightly beaten and 1 1/4 cup of canola oil. And then I'm just going to take my wooden spoon and mix that together and get this combined completely before we add the rest. Once I have that combined, I'm going to add 1 15-ounce can of pumpkin, followed by 3/4 cup of grated Asiago cheese, and then 1/2 cup of freshly chopped sage. And I'm going to take my wooden spoon and we're going to get all of that combined here as well. And once I have that completely combined, we're ready to put it in our loaf pans. And now all I'm going to do is divide this evenly between 2 pans. I've got 2 standard size 4x8 cast iron loaf pans here that I've greased. And once I have that evenly divided between the 2 pans, I'm going to take my microplane grater and grate just a little bit of extra Asiago across the top of these. And then these are ready to go to the grill. Okay, our Yoder YS640 is cruising along right at 350. So I'm going to set both of these guys in here. And these are going to need to cook for about an hour. We're going to probably have a look at 55 minutes or so. And we're going to make sure that we can stick a bamboo skewer in there and pull it out clean. So I'm looking at somewhere between 55 minutes and an hour and 10 minutes to finish these up. We've been going right at an hour and 10 minutes here now, and this looks like it's just about ready. We're going to give it the old bamboo skewer test, see if that comes out clean. That's looking pretty clean. That looks like it's ready. I'm going to leave it in here about 5 more minutes, and then I'm going to take it inside and let it cool, and we'll have a look. Okay guys, I've let this cool a little bit, and we're going to slice this thing open right down the middle. And man, that looks amazing. It's still steaming, so I'm going to cut a little piece off of here and we're going to have a taste. And by the way, this is the first time I have used cast iron loaf pans. I bought a couple of those Lodge standard size cast iron loaf pans, and that worked really well for this. I'm really excited about trying that out on some of my sourdough. So let's have a taste of this. Okay, while this is still nice and warm, I'm going to tear a little piece off, see what it tastes like. Folks, that has a delicious flavor. It's a beautiful pumpkin flavor there, and the sage is just coming through amazingly well. You got to use fresh sage on that if you can get it. If you can't, if you want to use a rubbed sage, you're just going to have to use a little bit less of it. So, wow, that's amazing. I can't wait to put some of this on the table at Thanksgiving this year. So give this a try. Let me know what you think. Until next time, this is John Setzler with Man Cave Meals.